is up, guys? How y'all doing? What's up, Curtis? What's up, Barb? Bull Runner? Mikey? Jenna? Dutchy? Yeah, so it is a holiday weekend, so we're going to try to keep this short and sweet, but there are a couple things that we need to be cognizant of on the chart. So we just closed weekly, so we can look at that. Again, you guys know the levels, but just quickly show them again, right? We are at our golden pocket of our weekly impulse here. We are at that decision level that we've been talking about since like here. Now, I still really like the 103, 104 level because of the daily order block here, like 103, 500. It would also be right under the daily 200 EMA, which would be really nice if we could get along from there, right? But again, we're just waiting for structure to show us, right? The levels remain the same, basically right here, and then like the 105 area, and then this 103 area. You don't want to close a weekly candle below 98K. That's not good. Closing like you if anything, you'd want to quickly wick down into this demand and then close back up in the range. But you wouldn't want a weekly close down here. Similarly to how when the daily got a close down here, it continued down, right? That would be a break of structure on the weekly. Which until we, I mean, don't get it wrong. Like Bitcoin could nuke here, right? Like the daily break of structure, like as we pointed out. Right, like we have our SFP, our break of structure, right? So if we inverted this, right, you'd want to long the heck out of this, right? So just understand that. Now, if you are looking to long this, you just want to wait for 4-hour structure to give you a setup. Now, what we've done over the weekend here is we have set up some nice potential 4-hour structure here, where if we sweep this low and then come back up and break 109, we would then have bullish 4-hour structure because this area is not, this retrace wasn't that large, right? We're going to hit our head and have some issues here, but generally, if we can do that, then that'd be bullish. So like the first bullish setup I would see would be this. Everybody got long at the golden pocket, put their stops below the low, and then we come sweep, grab all of that liquidity, come back up, break the high, break structure, get along here, stop loss under here, golden pocket run maybe, right? Something like that. It's an idea. But really, with Bitcoin right now, it's exactly the same as it's been since pretty much up here with the exception of this news pump. It's just guilty until proven innocent, right? We're just operating under the assumption that it's going to keep slowly grinding down or maybe like a quick move down, right? Until we get a break of 4-hour structure. We had our 4-hour retest on that news event too of the 50 crossing the 200 and then getting above. Let's see what else we can see here. So if we do sweep, something interesting is we would be taking out all the liquidity from this low here that was not attacked on this low. So I really do like this idea. I do like the idea of like sweeping, grabbing that liquidity, and then coming up and breaking structure. But we'll have to wait and see what we get. Let's zoom in. So you broke your 1-hour bullish here. And then immediately you broke it bearish again. You came back up to retest this. You rejected off that continuation break of structure. Yeah, if this hourly candle closes below here, we're coming to attack this liquidity, which we may already be doing. Where's the order block down here? This is the only area that could potentially save us. So if you get like a, so these are the, in terms of the current range, right? This is like the two ideas that I like if we're gonna bounce from here bullishly, right? And now, of course you want to wait for confirmations because we're under bearish 4-hour structure, right? But bouncing from this order block, and I think that would have to resolve as a lower high. Yeah, I think we have to sweep these lows. But you'll probably get a decent bounce here if you get like 2-minute structure that you could scalp. But the real trade, I think, is after we sweep this low. Yeah, so that's what I see locally on the long side. And then obviously you still have that 105 level, like 105, 106 level. And then you have the 103.5. On the short side, yeah, I mean on the short side, if this 1-hour candle closes below here, you can't put your stop loss above this high. Write it down if you're looking to short it down to like 105 or so. But again, if you're wanting to short this, the best thing to do is just wait for the retraces, right, where you build some structure, break structure bullishly, bring your structure up, and then break that structure, and then just short here, stop loss here, aiming down. But that's just using structure to get in, or to use like the 200, the 5200 strategy, right? Which, I mean, if you, ever since here, you shorted above, shorted above, shorted above, you're chilling. Cool, guys. Let's look at ETH real quick. So I think a lot of the old TA that we had is still valid. Yeah, so like we were talking about, because I know we haven't done a stream, I think, since Wednesday. But just like we were talking about before, right? So the setup at the top, they break the high, create a low, give you a structure break, SFP, break of structure, right? Or we love those, right? Like if this was a... And if you struggle with finding shorts, just invert your chart, right? And look for the same patterns that you long, right? SFP, break of structure. There's the short. And now we're just waiting for structure to show us that we can bounce. Where do we bounce from? This order block here. Came up, failed to break structure. Came down. Trying to hold here. Getting rejected from previous lows. So on the 4-hour on ETH, that's not about it though. Yeah, so your 4-hour high on ETH is still up here. So similarly on ETH, I'd like a sweep down, maybe underneath the 200 EMA, right? Because you still have quite the bullish gap on your 50 and your 200. So if you come under here, you'd likely expect a bounce to like retest the 50, but we will see. And then all of these levels down here are still valid, except this one. This one got mitigated. So like I wouldn't expect as big of a reaction off of this as like what we had here. So we'll just get rid of that one for now. So the levels that remain on ETH is like 39.50, this like golden pocket area, and then the special area, this previous decision demand here. This would this to me would be equivalent to like longing Bitcoin at 104. That's what that would be to me. So if you're looking for like a really juicy level, like if we come down over like the holiday or whatever, put in some structure here, and are able to long it out of this pink box. that could be quite the setup, right? So patience, patience. Wait for structure for longs. If you're taking shorts, I mean, you could. You guys know there's a lot of strategies that we go over for hopping on trend, right? You just had an opportunity on ETH, right? 50 crosses 200, sell above the 200, and then there's like structure order blocks and structure breaks. Did they give you a break in here? So you set this high, and then you break the high, and then you break the low. Yeah. Yeah, so structurally to get in, right, you're just waiting for like a retracement, and then they'll form some sort of structure before the reversal. And what you'll notice, like the same way that on Bitcoin we planned this structure out, right, for what we were looking for on the 4-hour, generally, whenever they, especially like with shorts, right? Generally, whenever they create the structure for shorts, like it's not, your highs and lows are going to be close together, so that the risk to reward is there to take the trade, right? So keep that in mind. If ETH doesn't break this, it's still on a 4-hour downtrend, and I expect Bitcoin to sweep the lows. The levels to look for on ETH is in the first place underneath this 200 EMA, but then the second one would be 39.50, like 3900, 39.50. And then 37.25 to 35.50. And if you need to, just take a screenshot of this, because like this would be the route we'd be looking for, right? Something like that. Up. All right, awesome, guys. Well, I don't want to take up too much of you guys this holiday weekend. I hope you guys are spending time with family and your loved ones. Give them a hug. Tell them you love them. And we'll get back to trading. I'll do another video tomorrow. It may be a short one like this. It depends on what I have going on. But we'll be back to regular scheduled programming on Tuesday. And I really appreciate all you guys being here. And I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Take care, guys.